Alright, welcome back to Culp's Distraction Depot. This episode is the episode I've been wanting to make forever. Now, let me preface by saying I'm not done. I don't think these projects are ever done, but I did finally discover what was going on with the truck. Where I left off on my last short while I was fighting this water pump. So we're going to roll into that, and then I'll show you some footage of what's going on. I'll do a little explanation. As I got the water pump sealed up, I went ahead and put the 2.5 bar map sensor on, and I had a little bit of issues getting it wired up. I fought it, but once I figured out what was going on, I flipped it, I fought it, got it, done. No problem. So let me show you what happened right after I put the map sensor on. Roll the footage. I don't know. All right, here goes the moment of truth. I hear a lot of weird sounds. I'm just putting regular water in this right now. I'll let that old ditch water circulate some, and then I'll dump it and put some antifreeze in it. I think so far so good. Oh yeah. So far she dry as a bone. Alright, I gotta start the truck up. Let it warm up. Everything looks good. Alright, let's go for a little spin, get him warmed up, see how he does. This is only showing 10 pounds of boost, but I'm telling you, this thing is pulling like a freight train. I'm not real sure what's going on there. I probably need to look at the timing. My gosh, it's pulling hard. Override the wastegate. My gosh. makeshift pressure gauge. For some reason, my new vintage gauge is not working. And I don't really trust my Edelbrock. But I'm telling you, this thing should not be pulling that hard for 10 pounds. I backed the wastegate all the way out, and it showed that it was making 4 pounds, but it was pulling hard. Alright, let's give it a rip and see how much boost it makes on this gauge. I don't know if you can see it or not. Turn it up a little more. Like a rocket ship out of nowhere, and it's making less boost. That's what kills me. It's making 8 pounds, 9 pounds. I just screwed it in 2 more turns. Let's see how much boost it makes now. Like ridiculously, I don't know, running good. I gotta do a little digging. Alright, I went in about another 3 turns. Alright, let's see what 3 turns does. It's running good. I'd have to race my Honda. See if my Honda wants some of this. Alright, so at this point, my mind is boggled. I don't understand life in general, but I know the truck's running good. You know, this is going to sound crazy, but I've actually been praying for this. I could not figure out what was going on. I mean, I don't feel like I'm actually a dum-dum, but I do dumb things. I do dumb things a lot. But I fought this and fought this and fought this. I talked to this guy, I talked to that guy. I mean, I'm just spamming stuff out there. What is going on with this truck? Why is it not making any power? It's ridiculous to have a 331 cubic inch engine with a good set of aluminum heads, a good fuel injection system, a 66 millimeter turbo, and it make 300 horsepower. It's just ridiculous. It's unheard of. Well, that being said, I did discover that it was, you know, me and my brother built this engine years ago, and we found out that it was 7.9 to 1 compression. You know, sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you make them mistakes, and it happens. But that's okay. That means we can turn the boost up. What I couldn't figure out was everything is working backwards of the way I think it should work. So I was making roughly 15 pounds of boost. The truck was doing pretty good. With the 14 gears, it was fun. But then, when I got the 2.5 bar map sensor installed, the truck is cooking, and I can't figure out what's going on. I mean, it is pulling like a dadgum freight train. I have no idea why. So then the old gears started working. Our gears started working. I think back to months ago, all of this issue started with the 35-pound injectors. The truck had 35-pound injectors when I put the ProFlow kit on it, and it ran really good. It had 2 degrees of timing pulled out of it, and it ran really good. I drove it a handful of places, but it kept having a lean pop, which is when you give it gas rapidly and there's not enough fuel, and it backfires, or the fuel ignites before it gets into the chamber. So we kept fighting that, and I figured out, well, the injectors aren't big enough because this thing's going to make a ton of power. So as soon as I put the 60-pound injectors on it, I mean, it was just a turd, just a dog. I kept complaining about it, and then the dyno backed me up with 300 horsepower pull. So once I wired the map sensor up, I couldn't get the truck to start. And I texted my homeboy Matt, and he, you know, looked at it and said, yeah, it looks like everything's good. I'm not real sure what's it showing. Then he said something very important. Did you go into the wizard on the EFI, on the ProFlow system, and tell it, hey, you now have a 2.5 bar map sensor? And I thought, oh, I got to do that. And then I looked at it with the key on, engine off, and my map sensor indicated 18 inches of vacuum with the engine not running. I thought, well, that's crazy. I finally found a picture of the sensor, and my wires were backwards. Okay, so I fixed that, no problem, repinned it, 0 inches. Truck fired off. Bam! I mean, immediately lit up. I said, okay, it's good. I'll drive it tomorrow. So that footage was from Thursday, and I mean, it boggled my mind. So what's going on is, with the 2.5 bar map sensor that I installed, when I went to tell it that it had a 2.5 bar, it was already in there. Well, the issue is that I was running a 2-bar, and the scaling is completely different. So you're still a 0 to 5 volt reference, and when I was showing that I was at 15 pounds of boost, I was nowhere near 15 pounds of boost. I told Matt about all this, and he looked it up, and he did some calculations and stuff, and sure enough, on the dyno, when we were showing 8.7 pounds of boost, the truck was only making 4, but then we also had another pulling back on the reins on it because the computer was pulling timing for 8 pounds and not pulling timing for 4 pounds. So it was like a double whammy. Once I got this all lined out, I've driven the truck, back and forth to work every day, and man, this thing is phenomenal now. I mean, I'm so thankful. When you go through these things and you're just fighting, I mean, I couldn't give up. I just knew it was there, but man, I just fought this thing for so long. And now, even before, when I would cruise down the highway, the truck would show less than 7 inches of vacuum. And the way the ProFlow works is you've got different tables. So you've got a cruise, you've got an idle, you've got an acceleration, and then you've got boost. And if I'm under a certain vacuum, then it goes to an Excel table, and it starts, go to like 12. I think mine's set at 12.8 or 12.7, something like that. So me cruising down the highway, I'm cruising at like 12.7 air-fuel ratio, which is super rich. I haven't noticed any big fuel pickup. However, I haven't got my foot out of it yet. I mean, I just stay in it all the time. It pulls so good now. It pulls like we thought the truck would pull. I actually do want to tow something with it. I'm getting off on a tangent. But now, with the scaling, appropriating the scaling, actually, when it is 10 pounds, it is 10 pounds. The thing is like perfect now. So I've got 10, 12 inches of vacuum when I'm just cruising, and then when I tip into it, there's a little bit of lag, and then the boost comes on, and it just works. Everything's working now. ridiculously good. Golly. This is what I had envisioned for the truck the whole time. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Finally, it's coming together. I gotta go back to dyno and see what it actually puts down. All right, so I got another issue now with the 410 gears. So I did like a little quarter-mile run. And I got up to 100 something, 107, 105, and the truck felt like it was going to come apart, just over 100 mile per hour. And when Action Machine Shop built me my 5-inch, 75.5-inch long drive shaft, and it's a big boy, they told me not to go over 120 mile an hour. Well, that 120 mile an hour was with the 354 gears. So that translated to 4679 RPM. And I really wasn't concerned about it because fourth gear with the 354s and with that map sensor throwing everything out of whack, it took forever to get up to 90 or 80 or whatever. But now, with all the power and the 410s, and I'm telling you, I'm not even making all the boost it's capable of making. That's another little issue. But the truck will hit 90 like it's nothing now. So I got to look and see about maybe getting a 2-piece drive shaft. I've contacted them. I'll look forward to see what they say. But yeah, it's not like I'm going to do it every day, but if I do, I would like to maybe take it down the quarter-mile track and just see how a truck does, just for fun, you know. And I don't want the drive shaft to explode on me. Another thing is, I want to take it back to the dyno. I have no doubt in my mind that it's easily making 100 more horsepower. I'm not kidding. I really feel like it'll easily lay down 400 the first time on the dyno. And if it don't, you know, truck's running good, I know that. That'd be all right. So, you know, for the dyno, I'm going to have to get a different drive shaft to ring it out in fourth gear. Or we can do third, but I just don't think that's where it's at. So I'm going to have to look at that. Alright, I'm still on the quest to figure out what's going on. So, with no boost controller, I took my boost controller off and I'm just running it straight from the hose to the wastegate. And it's only making like 5 pounds of boost, and that's it. 4.5, 5 pounds. With the controller screwed all the way in, I've got like 10, and maybe 12, 13 if I put it in 5th gear and just floor it, super loaded. I have 5 pounds, which I don't get this. I looked up on VS Race's website. They're showing 2 springs. And this is what I got. I got 2 springs. I think it's supposed to be a 4. One's a 4 and one's a 6 to give me 10. But I got that. But I also found this. I think it's for a blow-off valve, and it kind of fits, and it's real tight. I'm going to jam that in there, and if I can get the thing shut, put the controller back on, jam down the road and see what it does. If I watch it, it should be safe, you know. Dang, these mosquitoes are bad. Alright, I went in 7 turns. And maybe that'll give me the perfect amount. I'm looking for 10 or 12 or 15. I don't know if you can hear it. My gosh. Let's see what it... Whoa, that was a legit 15. Okay, that's way better. That may wrap this up. This little episode of me trying to, you know, I'm trying to keep these videos short. Man, this thing's running saucy. Super good. I got to get a real boost gauge. I don't know what's going on with this thing. But, so yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. Truck's running freaking phenomenal. It's everything that I wanted it to be. I got to finish closing all this in and work on a couple of nitpicky things, but man, finally, after months and months of waiting, it's finally doing what I wanted. Now, if I can just keep oil in it, keep the good thing going, very nice. Peace out. Thank y'all. Somehow in this jumbled up, I've moved positions in the shop too. I don't know if you can tell or not. But somehow in this whole, I can't figure out what's going on with the truck thing. It's running like a scalded dog, but it's only making 8 pounds of boost. I can't figure it out. I have no idea what's going on. How's this thing run so freaking good on 8 pounds when I had 15 and it was so slow? That's when the map sensor came in. I don't know if I put that in there. I'm going to put it in there now. So the scaling being off so bad is what was causing all these issues. Now it's got all the timing. Now it's got all the boost. Well, not all the boost. It's got some boost. It's got more boost. The turbo that's on the truck now, it made 20 pounds on my Mustang, and it was a very similar engine. 331, aluminum heads. It had a way stronger bottom end. This thing's, it's got a bottom end. And you know, it's way lighter. I get all that, different gearing. I understand. Now, the hot side is completely different. It had 1 3/4 tubular headers. It was an HP turbo kit. And I don't know much about flow and spooling. I don't know nothing about that. The turbo kit that's on it now comes from stainless header manufacturing. It's got 2-inch primaries that go to huge logs. And then I think it's a 2.5, I could be wrong, crossover. And then I've got a 3.5-inch downpipe, single. And I don't know, but in third gear, it'll make 10 pounds and then it ekes its way down to about 7 and holds right there. But in fourth gear, right now I've seen it hit 16 and it'll level off around 12. I'm telling you, in fourth gear, this thing, it pulls. It's got the boost and it really pulls. So I'm not sure really what's going on with that, but I don't know if I need a bigger turbo, if the hot side's too big. But listen, if it's like it is and this is all it's going to be, which I'm going to make some minor tweaks and some improvements. If this is it though, I am very happy. I mean, I want to tow something. It pulls so, it's finally what I thought it was going to be a 1.5 years ago when I started working on this thing. So, hey, I really appreciate y'all sticking around. I'm sorry I don't have a lot of footage of Big Smoky burnouts. Not this week and probably not next, but I'm going to have some. I promise I'm going to have some good burnouts and maybe some way better pulls. I had some issues this last weekend with the truck, but hey, it's finally doing it. I can't tell you how excited I am to finally be going down the path and getting somewhere with this truck. Thank y'all very much. God bless you. Appreciate y'all watching. Stay tuned for more Culp's Distraction Depot. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to leave it. It's going to be all right. Appreciate it.